Thank you so much for listening to the John and Heidi Show on this Monday. It's New Year's Day, and it is chilly outside, but not everywhere. There's one place where it's nice and warm, and they have a big parade coming up today. It's the Rose Bowl Parade, and it's going to be out in sunny California. And on the line with us, we have Brian Hefty. He's with AgPhd, television program and radio program that people see all over the place and hear all over the place. How are you doing, sir?
I am doing great. Just really excited about the Rose Parade. It's something my brother Darren and I got the opportunity to ride in the parade about 9 years ago with RFD TV, the first time they had a float out here. But this time we got to organize a float, and we actually have 100 farmers and farm families along with us riding on the float this year. So it'll be a record number of riders. Just super excited about it.
It's really cool. I've been looking at the photos online, and if you want to see those, I've got a link at facebook.com/sunnyradio, so you can go there and see them, folks. Really cool. And when I was first looking at the images, it was the kind of the rendition of, or like, here's what we want it to look like. And then I got to see some of the photos along the way when it came together. Absolutely beautiful. What a cool idea. Who designed that? Is that something you guys came up with?
Well, actually, we came up with the general idea, and then we worked with one of the float builders out here, and they came up with their rendering. And it was, I mean, it's mostly what we originally had thought of almost a year ago. So they just did a fantastic job, in part because you've got to take things, well, let's put it this way. Everything on the float has to be covered in organic material. Seed, flowers, live plant material. So to make something look that realistic using organic material, they did a phenomenal job. It's unbelievable.
Well, today is the big day. 10 o'clock is when they have the Rose Parade, and the Rose Bowl is today as well. And for a lot of folks, this is kind of one of the big things they do every year on New Year's Day is watch this parade and watch this football game. Is this, you said you were there like 9 years ago. Is this the second time then you've been to it, or have you been there more than that?
Yep, it's only the second time I've been here, and yeah, it's just an amazing experience. I told people, too, that are going to ride on this float, I said the one thing that I really remember from the last time I rode on the float is once we got all done, this parade lasts over 2 hours.
Oh, wow.
And I got to the end, and I just remember my mouth being sore. I go, why is my mouth so sore? Oh, I know why, because I've been smiling constantly for 2 hours. You can't help it. I mean, you think about how many people there are in the state of South Dakota, about 750,000 people. There will be that many people along the parade route, a 5.5-mile parade route, and they're all super excited, smiling, happy, waving at you, and you just can't help it. You just go, oh my goodness, this is an unbelievable experience.
And just think about that. It's the entire population of our state turning up for a parade today.
Right.
That is just crazy.
It's a little more than you'll see. I'm used to these little homecoming parades in
Yeah.
South Dakota. I've been to plenty of those in our small towns. And, then you come to something like this and you go, oh, okay, this is on a little different scale.
Well, thank you very much for representing the state of South Dakota in such a positive way. Now, how long has Hefty Seed Company been in South Dakota?
Well, in just a couple of years, we'll be celebrating our 50th year in business.
Nice.
So we've been around for a long time. AgPhd TV, it'll be 20 years here in 2018. So, yeah, we're hitting a few milestones. And, the reason why we're doing this float, too, is just to say, thanks to the American farmer. This is the theme of the float is salute to farmers. And when you think about the Rose Parade, it's really an agricultural parade.
Absolutely.
When was the last time you've seen anything saying, hey, thank you, farmers, for the great job you do. We've got the safest, healthiest, cheapest, and most abundant food supply in the world. That's thanks to the American farmer. We just think they're doing a phenomenal job.
And without them, we would all be very, very hungry.
We sure would.
Well, Brian, thank you for what you do. You and your brother have been doing this TV program for a long time. I can tell you, I remember watching it as a kid. I grew up in Huron, South Dakota, and I graduated about 20 years ago, a little over 20 years ago. So you guys have been doing that about as long as I've been out of school. So it's been a while, and it's been really fun to watch how cool that show has. It's changed a lot, hasn't it, over the last 20 years?
Yeah, it has. But the focus is always on helping farmers not only get better yields, but make more money and do the right thing with the land and the environment. So it's a lot of fun, and ag has changed a lot in the last 20 years, so that's why we have to continue to change and adapt. But it's an exciting time to be involved in agriculture, and I'm just super proud of the farmers we have here in our country.
Well, thank you for doing what you're doing to represent the great state of South Dakota. We appreciate taking some time out today to chat with us.
You bet. Thanks a lot.
And we're going to get back to the cold weather while you enjoy that nice warm California weather.
Well, I have to come back home real soon, too.
All right. Again, Brian Hefty right there with AgPhd. If you get a chance, watch the Rose Parade. It is on today, and then the Rose Bowl right after that. Thanks for listening to the John and Heidi Show. We have a link to photos of their float. It's cool, too. You want to check it out at facebook.com/sunnyradio.